Yeah, it was kind of Cowboys related because the reason the deal was nixed was because. Well, let's talk about it. Right, let's get right into the big news of free agency. Let's talk about it, and then we'll talk about the Giants and the Cowboys signing certain people. I'm gonna bring up the free agency tracker and so we know who's still out there and who's now been signed. So we'll talk about that. But let's talk about what happened. Right. Speaking of the reason we say it's Cowboys related is that it's what happened. Baltimore Ravens trade 2 first-round picks.
But why did they have to trade for 2 first-round picks?
What do you mean why?
Well, because we had an offer on the table as well.
What was your offer?
A first round, second round, and I guess a player.
Okay, yeah. So the Raiders wanted 2 first-round picks. Then
Yeah,
they didn't. You know, the player you probably offered up.
We were the first team
you
to
know what?
offer.
You know who I think. You know who I think the player was.
Probably Osa.
Yeah, it was probably Osa because you ended up trading Osa a couple days later. So it was probably Osa Digizua, a first and a second. So the Ravens had to beat your offer. They're like, we'll give you 2 firsts. And they beat it. But it was pending physical. Everybody knew he just had knee surgery, literally like in January. So everybody knew. Then the trade comes in for the physical, and then a couple days later they back out. You know, shout out to you, smooth operator. What's up, fellas? First time viewer. Shout out to you, big dog. They traded for him. He fails their physical because the reason it's also Cowboys related is that they consulted Cowboys team physician and world-renowned knee and shoulder specialist surgeon, the Cowboy, Dan Cooper. Dan Cooper basically told them, this knee, bone on bone, it's shredded. There's no jelly. He has no cartilage in his knee. It's not good. So the Ravens said, peace out, and nixed the deal. And they backed out the deal. A lot of Ravens fans are angry at EDC.
You think the Cowboys would have done that?
Well, the Cowboys ended up doing that because
I know we eventually did that, but
yeah,
but since we traded for less than
yeah,
the first 2 first round, would we had still been in? Would we have nixed it? Would if they had accepted our deal?
mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think you guys would. I think you guys keep him.
Yeah, I do too.
I think you guys keep him because you only give up 1 first and a second in Osa, who you don't really want because you ended up trading him. I think you guys keep the deal. Ravens, they basically mortgaged the next 2 years in the first round. Not mortgaged, well, actually mortgaged because they don't trust their GM in the first 2 rounds for him. Because also you compound it with you trade for Maxx Crosby, you get rid of your 2 first-round picks, and then you sign a guard that every
Or
Ravens.
was it always the Ravens' plan to nix it?
Then why trade for him in the first place? Then
To drive
if
the
you're going to
price
nix
down
it.
to drive the price down on Hendrickson.
Well, Hendrickson still got 112 million.
Well, he could have got more.
Well, they didn't need to do that because he was sitting on the shelf for a day and a half. His money was shrinking.
Well, he only was there for a day and a half because they made the trade.
Yeah. Well, if you believe what's his face, he said they wanted both. They wanted Maxx and Trey.
Both. That's true.
You know what I mean? Yeah, smooth operator. ECD pulled the okie doke. Come on now. Ravens lost 12 players and he needed those picks back badly. You're probably right. That's one of the theories. A couple of reporters, Jordan Schultz, and a couple of other insiders said, oh, we've heard around the league that people are not happy about this. They're not, apparently a GM told Jordan Schultz, I'm not happy that the Ravens did this. The GM could be the Raiders GM. We don't know. They don't put their names on this stuff. So you have no idea if people are mad. But if a doctor's telling you...
Well, the only reason why I don't know, because, you already knew he was hurt.
Yeah, you already knew he was hurt.
So I don't understand, all of a sudden backing out.
That's why a lot of Ravens fans are mad. They're like, you already knew he was hurt. Why even do that? Because also, too, I told, a couple of fans, I was with Jose doing a couple streams with them. I said to them, okay, if you're willing to throw 2 first-round picks to a defensive end with leg injuries, but also to kill, he's not even the best defensive end in the league. We know who the best defensive end in the league is. It's the dude in Cleveland. So you're willing to give 2 first-round picks to the second or third best defensive end in the league, depending on who you talk to. But you're not willing to give 2 first-round picks for the best receiver in the league, who is in Minnesota slowly dying a death that we're really sad to see because Minnesota is in shambles. I believe everybody's gettable in the NFL. If Minnesota's offered 2 first-round picks for Justin Jefferson, I think they probably accept it. They'll probably think about it. They blow it up, start all over. They don't have a GM, so they'll start all over. You don't know until you ask. So he probably did do the okey doke. Or you believe him and say, you believe Dan Cooper, the doctor of the Cowboys, basically telling the Ravens his knee is nothing.